Hello bookish people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan. In today's video we are going to be reading the 3 most hyped romances from BookTok, BookTube, and Bookstagram. These are books that I have seen all over the place multiple times, and what am I going to be reading this video? So the first book I'm going to be reading is Funny You Should Ask by Elisa Sussman. I don't know much about this book, but I know I have seen it. I've seen it on my recommended on Amazon. I have seen it all over BookTok. I have seen it on Bookstagram. I've even seen it on BookTube. And it's an adorable cover, okay? Like, come on now. And then I put a hold on my Libby app for Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. This is another one that I have seen all over the place. This one I'm going to be listening to on audio, mainly because my library didn't own the audio for this, so I went out and bought it physically, but my library does own the audio for this one, so that one we'll be listening to on audio. And then the third book, I'm not so sure what we're gonna pick because there are just so many hyped romances on TikTok. It could literally be anything. I was really kind of thinking 7 Days in June because that's one I've seen a lot on BookTok recently. I was also thinking maybe Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score, but that's a chunker. Like, that book is like a chunker, okay? And I don't know. I'm not like into long dramatic romances. I want like easy breezy like romances, you know what I mean? So those are the books we're gonna be reading. And we're going to be starting with this one. I don't know what this is about, and I don't even know that I'm really going to be starting it today. But I know I've seen it everywhere. This is what I'm going to be starting. And whenever I start it, you'll see me right now. So I'm on page 80 of this book right now. So we've been in the past, most of the book, kind of reliving their weekend, like the first day of the weekend, which was Friday. And now we're finally in present day where they are reconnecting again. So here, we're in the present tense. She's talking about how she just moved back from New York and that she is 1 year single from her boyfriend. And then, but in the past, she had just also broken up with her boyfriend because he was moving to New York and she's like, I'm never living there. Like, I'm an LA native. I'm never moving there. And so it's just kind of interesting to see from the past. She's like, I'm never moving to New York. And then the present, she's like, I just moved back from New York and me and my boyfriend are over. So that's interesting right there because I feel like something definitely happened over the weekend, and Jack, is that his name? No, Gabe. I'm literally thinking of other romance books. So Gabe definitely breaks her heart, and she's like, oh shit, and then she feels like she has no other choice but to go to New York and be with her ex. Like, that's probably what happened. Because we know some shit went down that weekend, and now they're reconnecting. And like the way she's talking, like, we just know. I can't wait to get to it. I cannot wait to get to what went down because I know some shit went down. I really like this book so far. I really like the characters. I like Channy. I like Gabe a lot. I also really like the articles that are in here as well. Like, after each chapter, there's kind of like a mini article about Gabe, and I also like reading her article, and it's very interesting. The very beginning of the book, you're reading kind of the first part of her article that went viral and how she recounts her time with Gabe versus what actually happened. Like, not that it's super different, but there are some differences, and it's just kind of interesting to see what she wrote versus what happened. So yeah, I'm very excited to continue on. This is a very easy read. Like, to be honest, it's a very easy read. I'm really liking it a lot. I'm flying through this. I don't know that I would recommend this as an audiobook. I haven't listened to the audio because my library doesn't have it, but I'm just saying that because like they keep going back and forth between time, and then with also with the articles intermixed in it, I feel like if I was listening to this on audio, I would have been confused because, to be honest, like, I was already confused reading it physically. So I feel like if I read it on audio, like, definitely would have been very confused. Okay, so I finally finished Funny You Should Ask by Elisa Sussman. I gave this book 3 stars. I didn't really care about it. So, I mean, that's like the short version of it. So, this book, I haven't really updated you guys much, I feel like, throughout this whole process because, like, there was nothing for me to say. I honestly was kind of bored most of the time. And I felt like we were just, like, building up. And then the ending, we have, like, no payoff. Like, at the end, it's like, okay, they get together and, like, that's it. Like, you know what I mean? There's nothing else, like, going on. It's just like, oh my god, I love you too. End of book. No, that's not how I want it to be, okay? Also, I thought the structure of this book was really weird. I didn't like the structure of this book. Like, I liked it in a sense that it was, like, different from, like, the traditional romances that I've read, but I also didn't like it because I was honestly very confused. When I first started reading it, I was, like, confused. Because you open up and it's, like, part of her article then it says like Friday and like back in time, and then you're going like present day time. Like, I don't know, the format was all over the place. The structure of the book is all over the place, so it's kind of confusing. And like then there's like articles that are just so random that like I don't even care about in here, like Entertainment Weekly, like stuff like this. Like, I don't know, like just like weird like random things that I just like didn't care, and I was skimming over and I was like, can this be over already? It took me a minute to read this book. Like, I can binge a book in a day. Love that. This book, I could not do that with. This book took me like 2 weeks to finish because I just never cared to pick it up. It's like not, like when I did pick it up, I enjoyed my time, but there's like a lot of moments I just like never wanted to pick it up. And then yesterday, I decided I had some time. I was like, you know, let me just finish this book. I read from page 170, I think is where I left off, to the end of the book, which is like 330. So I read from that page range, and I was just like, oh my god, can this be over? Can this be over? Can this be over? I just want to watch Vampire Diaries. Can this be over? Not that it was bad, but again, it was just boring. There was so much build up, no payoff, and I just like don't believe in the romance in this book either. I didn't really feel the chemistry between them, and I also didn't understand why they fell in love. Like, I didn't see that. Like, me reading this book, I'm like, why were they in love? Like, I don't get it. And then also too, I'm sorry, you know somebody for 3 days. You don't see them for like 10 years. You see them again. And I'm like, oh my god, we're in love again. It's like, no, like, I'm sorry. If you have met someone for 3 days, you don't see them for 10 years, but like, they're always in your mind, right? And that's why you think you're in love with them. I don't think you're in love with them. I think you're in love with the idea of them. Does that make sense? Like, you don't actually love them. You love the romanticized version of them that you created in your head. Like, because you just can't be in love with someone after knowing them for 3 days. Like, I don't believe it. And maybe she could have made me, Elisa says that, maybe she could have made me believe it, but I just didn't believe it. I mean, the cover is really cute. I do love the cover. I think it's really cute. I don't think it was a bad book. Like, I just think it's like a passable book, right? I just don't think it's like, if you're someone who only reads like a handful of books a year, like, I would pass on this. Like, don't waste your time on it. But if you're someone who just like loves reading and you read like tons and tons of books a year, yes, I mean, like, maybe this can make it into your list. Maybe you'll have a good time with it. I personally didn't. Again, not my favorite, but I think I'm learning that second chance romances in general just aren't my favorite, because after like this clip that you'll see, I'm going to start reading Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. Again, this took me 2 weeks to read. So like within that time span, I listened to the audiobook for Every Summer After. I'll go into more detail of that coming up. But yeah, second chance romance, just not my thing. I think I'm bored by it because I don't care what happens in the past. Like, I'm someone, I don't like flashbacks. Like movies, TV shows, books, I don't like flashbacks because I'm bored. I'm just like, I don't care what happened in the past. I only care about what's happening right now. I only care about what's moving the plot forward right now. And also too, it was just like, I just felt like it was kind of getting repetitive, because then you had the article, then you had the past, and then you had the present. And it was just like a lot of like repetitiveness in a row, and like, again, a weird structure. Not for me. It was 3 stars. Not a terrible time. Like, I feel like I'm coming off like I really didn't like this book, which isn't true, because again, it's just 3 stars, but you could skip it if you wanted to. I would not necessarily trust the TikTok girlies on this one. But yeah, next I'll be reading Every Summer After by Carly Fortune, so stick around for that. Okay, so the next book we are reading is Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. So this book, I don't know what it's about like at all. I just know that it has been super hyped up on TikTok. I've seen it in so many people's TikTok, Bookstagram, BookTube, everywhere. I've seen this book everywhere. Lots of people love it. It has a pretty high rating on Goodreads as well, so I'm very excited to read it. And we'll see. It just seems like a good summer romance, so we shall see how I feel. It's like hard for me to say anything about it because it's like I have no idea what it's about. But that's how I like it. I like to just see hyped up books and go into them knowing nothing. Because it's like I do have expectations because they're hyped up, but like I don't have that many expectations because like I have no idea what it's about. Okay, so I'm 11% into the audiobook, which isn't very far, but I'm updating you. So this book, hopefully it's really good. So far we're 11% into it. I don't really have too many thoughts and feelings about it. Like, the only thing I really have to say about it is it has 2 tropes in it I don't like, which is friends to lovers, specifically childhood friends to lovers. Not a fan of that. Also second chance romance, not a fan of that either. So let's just hope. She's a really amazing writer. She has a really amazing story in store for us, because these are not my favorite tropes. So she's gonna have to do lots of work to make me like them, but I'm hopeful. I am hopeful for those tropes to work out, because you know what? I don't like friends to lovers and I don't like second chance romance, but Emily Henry, People We Meet on Vacation, 4-star book, you know what I mean? Like, she was able to take tropes I didn't like and turn it into an amazing book. So hopefully Miss Carly Fortune can do the same. Okay, so I've been like mopping my floors, like mopping and sweeping, just doing all the cleaning tasks to do. And while I've been doing that, I have been listening to this book. And honestly, like, thank God I've been listening to it while I'm doing chores, because like I couldn't just listen to this book and play games on my phone. I couldn't just listen to this book. Like, I'm not loving it. I'm 30% into it. I should have said that. I'm 30% into it, 37% into it, not loving it. Like, the only reason I'm listening to it is because I'm doing chores. It's just kind of boring. Like, I don't know. There's like nothing like, oh my God, about it. It's just like a little boring. So we'll continue. We'll see if it gets better. But like, it doesn't have my favorite tropes. I'm kind of bored. I'm still holding out hope. I'm still holding out hope because you know what? I want to love books. Even if they don't have my favorite things in them, I still want to love them. So let's see. Okay, so I've been cleaning. I hung up a rack of clothes that I bought at Goodwill yesterday to photograph, list on Poshmark, all that fun stuff. And while I've been doing that, I've been listening to this book, which is like, it's perfect for me to listen to this while I'm working because it feels like work to listen to this book. So is this book YA? Is it my fault for not reading the synopsis, like, and thinking it was an adult romance? Like, where did I get the fact it was an adult romance? I don't know why I thought it was an adult romance, because this, or maybe it is and it's classified wrong, I don't know, but this book feels very, very YA to me, because it's second chance romance, right? So we're going to the past and we're also like spending time with them in the future, but I feel like we're spending majority of the book in the past. We're spending majority of the book with teenage Sam and teenage Percy, not adult Sam and adult Percy. Like, I feel like we're barely getting that, and their pastels are very fleshed out, like, and then the current timeline is just kind of like short, and we don't really know who they are now and all this stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I think it might be YA. It's also kind of boring. I'm not really intrigued by it so far. So we're 54% in. So I really should be feeling better emotions, but I'm still gonna hold out hope. I don't know. I'm more lenient with audiobooks than I am when I physically read books. When I listen to audiobooks, like, I'll just like, because, you know, I binge an audiobook in a day because I listen to them while I'm working, and, you know, I usually work like, what, 8 to 9 hours a day, like, so I can finish a whole audiobook in a day. So I'm committed. Like, we're not going to DNF it, but I'm a little bored. So let's hope it gets better from here. Okay, so and now according to my app, I am 66% into this book, and just no. I'm getting the vibes. I am getting the vibes that she's gonna hook up with his brother. I don't want that. Percy, girl, no. You cannot hook up with Charlie. Like, you're with Sam. I'm getting the vibes. I'm not liking it, but I'm getting the vibes. That's why they stopped talking, because she fucked his brother, and I'm not into that. So please, like, let it not be that, because I'm not feeling that. But also, if that did happen, it would probably make this book more interesting, because, like, I'm bored. So it's like I'm rooting for it to happen, but like I'm not, because I think that's stupid. And like, Sam's so nice. Why would you do that? So, but it's just the vibes I'm getting. So, okay. I need to rant about this book. So I just finished it. I was actually listing when I, finished it, but I had to come over here because like the best lighting in the house is right here. That's why I always film clips right here, because it's the best lighting in the house. This isn't even my room. This is the guest room, but it's the best lighting. Anyway, no, I was right. She slept with his brother. I hated it. I know I said, oh, that would probably make the book more interesting. No, bad choice. No, I hated the book. I rated this book 2 stars, but it was really 1.5 rounded up. That is one of the like lowest ratings I've ever given. I've only given one book less of a rating. That was The Spanish Love Deception. I gave that a 1-star review because I hated that book. This book, I gave a 1.5, so you have a 0.5 star above The Spanish Love Deception. Okay, let me compose myself. I feel like I probably should like digest what I just listened to and what I just read and then give you my thoughts on it, so like they're more coherent, but like, let's just go. So you're telling me we spend this whole book, which feels very much like a YA book. I should have looked into it if it's considered like adult or YA, because I swear to God this is a YA book and it's not an adult romance. Whoever's telling you it's an adult romance is a liar. Like, the whole book basically takes place when they're teenagers. Anyway, so you're telling me they meet when they're 13 and we're going through these summers, we're building up their whole relationship and how they're secretly pining for each other and how they're best friends, and we're kind of doing that will they won't they, but then they finally get together and then she cheats on him with his brother. Like, are you serious? And like every time his older brother would make comments to Percy throughout the book, like he'd be like flirtatious, or like he kissed her doing truth or dare or whatever. His brother was so mad. Like Sam was like, didn't like that. He was like very protective over Percy when it came to his older brother. So then you're gonna sleep with this, like, girl, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And like, I get it, because like I would have been pissed too, because like he goes off to college. He's very like distant from her, and then she calls, and then a girl answers. Like, girl, I would be pissed too. I would pop off too. I would be like crazy too. But like sleeping with his brother, like that's what you do? Like, it just, oh my God, I hated it. Like, why? And then the ending, he's just like, oh, you don't tell him. First of all, you break up. He comes back and proposes to you after you slept with his brother, and you don't even tell him. You're literally just like, no, like, we can't be together, whatever. You like turn it around on him, break up with him, and like don't talk to him for like 12 years. Like, you didn't talk to him for 12 years. Why didn't you just own up to your shit? Oh my God. Like, it made me so mad. Like, own up to your shit. Like, you fucked up. Like, own up to that. And then when they get back together, right, she sleeps with Sam after fucking his brother 12 years ago. Like, you still haven't told him that you fucked his brother, but you're gonna fuck him. Okay, I'm just getting heated. So she fucks his brother. I already said that. Okay, so I can't compose myself because this book is making me angry. So where was I? Oh yeah, so then she, like, whatever, they reunite with each other. He's been dating this girl for 2 years. He sees Percy one time. He's like, all right, that's it. I'm ending my 2-year relationship for Percy. What? Like, bro, you haven't seen this girl in 12 years when she fucked your brother. And then he sleeps with Percy. And Percy, like, doesn't even tell him till after she sleeps with him that she slept with his brother 12 years ago. And then he's like, I know. He told me. What? Oh my God. He told you. And like, she didn't own up to this till 12 years later. Your brother told you right after it happened, and like, you're okay with all this. Like, you're fine. You're just like, oh yeah, no, like, my brother told me back then, like, we're all good now. Like, I worked through it, but like, I want to be with you. What? Like, what? Like, I'm sorry, I don't understand. She cheats on you, never tells you about it, but you find out later anyways. 12 years later, you see her and you're like, I don't give a fuck that you cheat on me, and you still haven't told me I want to be with you? It makes no sense. It makes literally no sense. Make it make sense. I do not like this book. Second chance romance, not my thing. You know what? For this video, I wanted to do, like, you know, most hype romances on TikTok. I picked 3 of them. I was going to do Funny You Should Ask, Every Summer After. And I thought the third one should be like 7 Days in June. There was a couple ones I was playing around with. I was like, maybe things we never got over. But like, I was like, oh, this is way too long. I like a great 300-page romance. Anything over that, no, too much. So I was like, no, okay, not that one. And then I was like, hey, let's do 7 Days in June. I read the synopsis for that one, and it's a second chance romance. I'm sorry. After reading Funny You Should Ask, not vibing with that. After reading Every Summer After, not vibing with that. 7 Days in June, it looks like a lovely story. It seems to be second chance romance, not doing it. I am done with second chance romance. No. No. Done with that trope for the meantime. And yeah, let's move on. I need to pick a different book to read because I think we're gonna go in a different direction. We're gonna do It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey because I need that. I need some Tessa Bailey in my life. The only book I read by her is My Killer Vacation. I've been dying to read It Happened One Summer. Haven't done it yet. So yeah, I think that's gonna be the next book I start. And I'm gonna listen to that one on audio, I believe, because I think it's on Hoopla, so I can listen to that very easily on audio. So there's my rant. Hated that book. On to the next. Tessa Bailey saved the day. Tessa Bailey saved the day. I hope the TikTok girlies are right about you. It's so funny because I love Tessa Bailey. I read one book by her. Gave it 3 stars, but I love her. I love her TikTok. I'm always on her TikTok. I love watching it. So that we're gonna end it with her because I have high hopes for her in this book, because it's also being turned into a Netflix movie. So is it Netflix who bought the rights to it? I don't even know who bought the rights to it, but somebody bought the rights to it. Anyway, let's move on to something better. and hopefully the next book goes better. Okay, it is the last book of the video. We are going to be reading It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. Now, I know I said when I finished Every Summer After that I was probably going to do this one because I had it on Hoopla, which means I could listen to it immediately. Well, then I ordered it on Amazon and now it's here. So I think we're going to switch between the physical and the audio. Why did I buy this on Amazon? Don't know. It was impulsive. I was like, ooh, you know, it sounds cute. Tessa Bailey, love her on TikTok. It's mainly because I love her TikTok and I was like, let's support this girl. Love her on TikTok. I'm just gonna buy the physical book, but I'm also gonna listen to it as well. So there we go. This book, I don't really know what it's about, to be honest. I just know a lot of people hype it up. I think it's like a rich girl, like loses everything, goes to small town type of vibe. Like that's what I'm gathering, you know, like big city girl, rich girl goes to small town where people aren't as rich and she like falls in love with life. You know, those are the vibes I'm getting. Hallmark movie, but I hear Hallmark movie with spice, so I'm here for it. Let's go. Okay, Stormo is in the same position. I am back here because I've only read 30 pages, but like it's already ready for an update. 30 pages. So I'm at the end of chapter 3. We're about to start chapter 4, and I already love this book. Well, first of all, it does not take long to get into it. It kind of like we get going into the plot as soon as we start the book. And I just really love this in comparison to the other 2 books I read, Funny You Should Ask and Every Summer After. This is already just like a breath of fresh air. I already know I'm going to be enjoying this reading experience. I already know this isn't going to be a book that I'm going to put down and pick up later. Because even though I have to work, I can listen to the audio for this. It says books by Tessa Bailey are an insta buy for me. Ooh, is that how I'm gonna feel after this book? We shall see, because I've read My Killer Vacation. Like, didn't love that. I gave it 3 stars. Like, it was good, but like I wanted more. I don't know, it was okay. So I'm excited to read this. And this one I'm actually already liking more than My Killer Vacation anyway too. So I should not be filming a minute clip 30 pages into the book, because God only knows how many clips I'll be filming if this is the way it's going to be going. Okay, so I'm about to start chapter 14, which I'm actually going to switch over to the audio now because I have to work. I read 146 pages this morning, but now I got to photograph. I got to, you know, there's things I got to do. But I am happy I got the physical because it's just always fun to like love reading a physical book. I don't know. I love this book so far. I am just enjoying it leagues better than the other books. Like I don't even have much to say on the book itself other than like I'm obsessed with our 2 main characters. I love Piper. I love Brendan. Everything about this book is fun. And I love the small town vibes. It's just everything I want. And I know, like, going into this book, I saw it on Tessa Bailey's TikTok that this is being turned into a movie. So, like, I'm thinking about the movie as I'm reading it. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm not even done with the book, but I already can't wait for the movie. Like, I need it now. So, yeah, I'm going to switch over to the audiobook while I work. But you know what? It was a productive reading morning. And that's all we could ask for. So, let's keep going. And I have a feeling it's going to be a really fun work day just because I'm listening to this book. Okay, so, sorry for, like, the terrible lighting. Anyway, I'm in, like, the corner of my office because, I'm working. I want to update you guys, but my office is, like, an embarrassing mess. Mainly because I post, like, 20 to 25 items a day on Poshmark, eBay, Mercari. Like, that's a lot, okay? It's a lot of clothes I'm dealing with, so, like, no one can blame me that my office is messy. What I wanted to update you on, I've been listening to the audiobook because I am working and I love the audiobook just as much as I was loving physically reading it. The narrator, amazing. Just physically reading it too was also amazing this morning. I'm in love. Like that's the update. I'm in love with who? I'm in love with Piper, Brendan, the small town, the story, the narrator, the physical book, like everything about this book. I'm in love. Like I am predicting 5 stars here. Like that's the feeling it's giving me. Warm, fuzzy, cozy. Oh my God, I love it. Like that's the feelings I'm getting. It's amazing. Go read it. I'm so happy I ordered the physical on Amazon like spontaneously. I was just like, you know what, fuck it, let's buy it. Because again, I love her TikTok. I was like, let's support. Let's buy it. That buy it now option, it's too easy. You just go buy it now, swipe. Okay, I don't even have to do anything. It just comes to my house. Yes. So in love, having a great time. Can't wait to finish. Actually, I don't want to finish it. It's like I want to finish it because like I need the happily ever after. I need the epilogue, but like I also don't want to finish it because I'm having so much fun. I never want it to end. I'm on chapter 26 now, and I'm still loving it. There's no bad things to say here. Like, what I'm gonna say is Tessa Bailey really did that. She really created the dreamiest man possible and was like, let me make him the main character of my book. And that's what's happening, and that's why I'm in love, and that's why it's 5 stars. Okay, so I got some bittersweet feelings going on because, like, I'm sad. I'm really sad because the book is over. But I'm so happy because I'm absolutely obsessed with the book. I'm so happy about the physical because I finished it on audio, so I only read like 140 pages physically, but I would really love to reread the whole book physically. Maybe we'll swap it. Like the first 140 pages next time I'll listen to an audio, and then the rest of it I'll read physically, you know what I mean? Like mix it up. But yeah, that book was amazing. I love the 2 main characters. I love Piper. I love Brendan. I love Piper's sister. I love Brendan's friend. I cannot wait for Hook, Line, and Sinker. That book is the 2nd book. I hope like she keeps writing the small town because I love the small town vibes. I'm just obsessed. What am I gonna say? I'm like trying to think. This is why I should like wait to like digest my thoughts and then turn on the camera to give you coherent why I love it. But we're not gonna do that. No, what do I love about it? I love that Piper's character had a lot of growth throughout the book. So, you know, when you first meet her, you think she's just like, oh, this rich bitch airhead, like whatever. But then like as she gets in this small town and, you know, she's with Brendan and stuff, like you see more of her and you see character growth in her, but she's still Piper. Like she doesn't lose what makes Piper Piper, but you do get to see character growth in her, which I think is really cool, or at least for me, because I feel like I'm someone who never notices stuff like that. Like I never notice like character growth or whatever. Like when people write about that in their book reviews, like on Goodreads, I never noticed those things. But this book, I noticed it. Like you could see a difference in her, but she was still her. And I just really loved her as a main character. I love Brendan. Oh my God, I loved him so much. He's like protective and sweet and just, oh my God, I just loved him so much. Like, if I saw one video where someone was like tier ranking like book boyfriends, he's number 1. Like, no competition, number 1. I finally did it. It feels like it took this video forever to film, but I finished reading the 3 most hype romances on TikTok. It took forever to film mainly because of this one. I just like picked it up one day, read a bunch of it, and then like stopped reading it for like a week or 2 because it just never captivated me. It was never that interesting. But this is over. So what do I think? If we're gonna rank them from best to worst, we have number 1, It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. This book was amazing. I think this might be one of my favorite romances of all time. And that's saying a lot, okay? Like, I've read lots of romances. Probably the best one I've ever read. The next book that's coming in 2nd place, Funny You Should Ask by Lisa Sussman. That doesn't mean it's, like, amazing and that I love it, but, like, it's only 3 books, so it has to go in 2nd place because Every Summer After takes the cake for worst book. Like, I don't know which one I disliked more, The Spanish Love Deception or Every Summer After. To me, they're on an equal level, okay? I did not like this book at all. I hated the ending, but we don't need to get into that. I already ranted and raved about that. So that is this. What do I think of Book Talk? Book Talk seems to love some second chance romance, which I don't understand why, because like that's not one of my favorite tropes. It's kind of like my least favorite trope, and yeah, just not a fan of that. And I also noticed like a lot of people like Friends to Lovers, not me, not a fan, although that was only prevalent in Every Summer After. So I'm very excited. I would love to do this again, but I think the next time I read like TikTok's most hype romances, I would want to do KU romances, like Kindle Unlimited romances, self-published authors. I feel like those books go way harder. But yeah, at least you know what, I had to read like 2 books that I didn't really love, but through that I found this book. And that makes me so happy. I mean, this book has been on my radar for a while, but you know, sometimes you just, you know, when you like, some book has like either been on your physical TBR or just like your mental TBR for a while, and like it's always there and you're always like, yeah, I'll read it eventually, and then you finally read it and you're like, holy shit, this is amazing. Why did I not read it the minute I found out about it? That's how I feel about this book. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe down below. I am coming out with another reading vlog soon. This one is going to be a Riley Sager reading vlog. Like I mentioned, romance, mystery, thrillers. Those are my 2 most read genres. And I have never read a Riley Sager book before, so I decided to read all 6 of his books. And that is a reading vlog coming out soon. So if you're interested, subscribe down below so you don't miss it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!